Welcome to School for Sleuths. When we talk about mystery fiction in episodes of Get a Clue Dad, we sometimes take a moment to define terms or ideas. Rather than repeat ourselves each time a term is mentioned, I thought it would be helpful to create short episodes focusing on just those definitions. In episode 1, we talked about Murder is Bad Manners, or Murder Most Unladylike, by Robin Stevens. In our conversation, we discussed how this is an example of a historical mystery. In the episode, my daughter MJ defined a historical mystery in the following way.
Something that's happened in the past that they're writing about right now is probably my best guess.
Okay, a historical mystery takes place in the author's past. Now, a historical mystery can transport us to another place or time, introduce us to famous people, or perhaps create a story that is unique to a particular setting. Let's take a look at a few examples to illustrate what I mean. The events of a 1930s written mystery like the ABC murders are in our past, but they happen at the same time that the book was first published. We would describe that as contemporary. The author, Agatha Christie, wouldn't have needed to do very much work to help the reader understand what was happening or the setting. However, another Agatha Christie book, Death Comes as the End, is set much, much earlier. This novel was set centuries before the time that she was writing, in ancient Egypt's Middle Kingdom. Life was very different then, so she would have to explain some aspects of life. Now, Agatha Christie knew a lot about ancient Egypt. Her husband was a famous archaeologist, and she went with him on some of his digs. She would have used some of what she knew, but she would probably also have to do some extra research and check her facts. Death Comes as the End was one of the very first historical mysteries. Other Golden Age writers like John Dickson Carr also wrote historical mysteries, but those were one-offs. It wasn't until the 1970s that you got writers who specialized in telling this type of story. One popular series written for adults was Ellis Peters' Brother Cadfael Mysteries. Her main character was a medieval herbalist, a monk who specialized in using plants to heal people. Now, this was a very popular series, and there have been many, many more since then, including my father's own Master Mercurius mysteries, which take place in the 17th century. Today, many mysteries are set in historical times, including many series aimed at younger readers. Robin Stevens' Murder Most Unladylike is set between the two world wars, while Nancy Springer's Enola Holmes series, which features the sister of the great character Sherlock Holmes, is set in the Victorian era. And there are other time periods. Those are just a few examples. I'm sure you can find many more. If you have any titles that you would recommend, feel free to drop them in the comments. The next episode of Get a Clue Dad drops on Saturday, February 7th, 2026. See you then.